Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. This palette is amazing. It is life-changing. Throw out any hyperbole you want. It's really an incredible palette and it's extremely unique in the pantheon of 10 million eyeshadow palettes that you have available to purchase. If you go on Sephora.com, for example, and you look up the reviews for this, you're going to see that most people absolutely love it to death. But there are some people that are kind of cranky about the level of pigmentation. And they're like, well, I thought the Kat Von D, her other products are so pigmented. This one isn't. I believe that the reason that people feel that way is because they don't actually understand what the palette is. To understand what it is and what it is not, you need to understand its little twinsy, which is the Shade and Light contouring palette. Now, we all know and love this one, right? I've had this for quite a long time. It's my go-to contouring palette. I use it every day of life. You have your highlight shades, you have your contouring shades. They're all matte. They work with a variety of skin tones. They're buttery, they're finely milled, they're blendable. You know the drill. Amazing contour formulation. This is also a contouring palette. Yes. See? They're twinsies. She didn't just come out with this and decide to use the same packaging and kind of go off the success of this one. No. She's way too smart for that. This is also a contouring palette. It's just for your eyes. Now, what the heck does that mean? These shades, they are pigmented, yes, but they're kind of translucent because the idea behind them is not to cover up your skin. It's not to put down opaque colors that are going to camouflage your skin. What it's doing is it is accenting the natural contours of your eye, kind of like what contouring powder does for your face. You can use it to reshape your face, sure, to a certain extent, but you're not trying to, for example, use the contouring powder to change the entire color of your skin. At least I hope not, because that's not what contouring powder is for. It's the same thing with these. Now, when you open these up, you get these gorgeous shades. This is another palette that's just so beautiful to look at. So you have a warm quad over here, and then you have a cool one, and then you have a neutral one. And the top shadows, which are bigger, these are your base shades. So these are the shades that are going to go all over the eye, from the lash line up to the brow bone. And then you have your light shades, which are going to go on the inner corner and kind of up over the brow bone like so. And then on the other side, you have your crease color or your transition color, and then you have your dark defining shade in the middle. Now today I'm going to be using the warm quad over here. I was a little bit worried when I got this that I thought I tend to wear warm colors or neutral colors, so I'm not sure how this in the center here is going to work out for me. And I was like, well, do I really want to buy a palette where I might not be able to use a third of it? But my fears were laid to rest because I've been using all three of these quads. And because they are translucent yet buildable, I find that they work on my skin tone, even though I do tend to wear warmer colors because I do tend to have warmer undertones in my skin. So the other thing that I love about these shadows is that you don't need a bunch of brushes to apply them. I'm going to be using one brush today. This is my trusty MAC 217, which I use almost every day of life. I've used it so much the lettering on it is gone, so I've used my label maker to make sure I don't forget what number it is. But this is an awesome all over brush because it's kind of soft, but it's not so floppy that you can't put color precisely where you need it to go. And it also works wonderfully for blending because you can do your little circular motions, get rid of those harsh lines. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously, I already have my face makeup on, so let's get started. So I'm going to be priming with my Revlon Photo Ready. I am the only person I know who uses this primer, but I like it a lot. And, these shadows, Kat Von D shadows, they don't tend to crease. So if you don't wear a primer, you might be okay, but I just always, it's part of the routine. I don't mess with the routine because I don't want to wind up halfway through the day, especially having super oily skin. I don't want to wind up with a crease. So it's like, why not? Just take a couple seconds, just pat it in. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Taking this base color here, we're just going to do like two little swipey swipes. And I'm just going to pat this on. I'm starting at the lash line and I'm just kind of, going up toward the brow bone using a little bit less pressure as I go up. But as you can see, There's not this crazy amount of pigment that's gonna make me look like, oh, you have shadow all over your eye. Welcome to 1986. You know, it's not doing that. So, and I just use one swipe per side of the brush. And I'm using little just stippling motions and then pulling the color up toward the brow bone. The name of that shade, by the way, is Laetus. You can look in the back of the palette if you need the names. So we're going on to the highlighting color. Now this is Samael. So using the same brush, I'm just gonna, just dust it off. And again, just going in with one little stroke per side of the brush. And I'm gonna stipple this on the inner corner and just kind of bring it up and over a little bit. And you see how subtle this is, right? You see how you can see, okay, well, it's a little lighter here now. It's a little lighter here now. But it's not this shocking kind of, oh my God, that's a light eyeshadow. Because it's not supposed to be. I'm just gonna tap a little bit more on. Again, it's always easier to add more, so I don't mind going back and forth. And then going into the crease color, which is Lucius. It's like a rust, really pretty. And for this one, I'm just gonna put the color on the tip of the brush, just a little bit at a time, because again, we want to build the color. We don't want to have too much and then worry about trying to get it off the lid, because that's asking for trouble. So I'm just gonna kind of use the tip of the bristles to kind of poke it into my crease and slowly drag it out. Oh, not drag it so much. I'm kind of bouncing the brush in there just super gently. And then I'm going to use some circular motions. Circular motions are awesome because they help you not have like harsh, streaky lines. It took me entirely too long to learn that lesson. I like to go back and forth between the eyes so that it helps me keep them even, theoretically. Okay, and now we're ready for the darker shade, and yes, obviously there's going to be more blending that needs to happen, I know. Okay, so the darker shade is called Solas, and it's this rich kind of chocolate brown. Again, just going in with a little teensy dab, and this is just going to go right on the outer corner. Super, super lightly. To blend out, I'm going to go back into the highlighting shade Samael here. I'm just going to use small circular motions kind of around the outer edges just to help blend everything into airbrushed happiness. If you want to define a little bit of your lower lash line as well, I would use a slightly smaller, flatter brush. So this is the brush from the Urban Decay Electric palette. I'm actually going to be using the fatter end of it, and I'm just going to be going in with my base color, Laetus. Again, just a teensy amount, and stippling that along the lower lash line. You could use a pencil brush too if you wanted. I'm using this one. And then we're just going to go in order. So here comes the lightest shade, Samael. This will be in the inner corner. We can use the small end of the brush for this. And then going back to the fatter end with Lucius, the rust color, which is going to go on about the outer half of the lower lash line. And then going back to the smaller end one more time for the darker color, Solas, right in the outer third or so. And then using the fat end, just wiping it off to just kind of blend, especially at the outer corner, blend up into the upper corner color, blending the darkness out and up. And we can add a little bit more if we want. Just make sure that the shape goes up. And then going back to our MAC brush just to blend it all together again. To clean this up, I'm going to take my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly, just put a little dab on the back of my hand, and go in with my Flower Angled Brow Brush, which I use for concealer when I do under my eyebrows. And I'm just going to kind of neaten up the edges so that the contour of the darkness is going up. Then back to my 217 with no product on the brush and just blending that line out. So we don't want a harsh line. We just want to make sure that we don't have any darkness that's like pulling the eye down. And then if after all of that blending with the dark colors, if you want to go back in with the lighter shade and just kind of pat it on top, that's a good way to make sure that your lighter colors still pop. That's not cheating. Don't let people make you feel bad for doing that. And I'm just gonna bring this under my brow. Bada bing, bada boom. Now let's talk about eyeliner. So I'm gonna go grab my liner. I'll be right back. Okay, so for my upper lash liner, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a wing today. So this is the Jordana liquid liner in black. That is definitely a bigger wing than I intended. Oh well. I guess we're doing a big wing today. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. Now the question is, can I do it on the other eye? Let's pray. Okay, that actually looks pretty decent, but we have some cleaning up to do, which was very tempting to do it off camera and, you know, make like I didn't make a mistake. But let's talk about what happens if you have, like, do you see how that's a little messy, right? What do? You just take more concealer. I have to do this a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but I get better at it every day. So you just take a little concealer, like a little bit, and just kind of go under like where the mistake is, or go under where you want the bottom border to be, and you kind of just go over the mistake a little bit. See, we're getting there. Now this wing's a little longer, so I'm actually gonna take off a little bit of it. And to do that, I'm gonna pat concealer over just a smidgen of it and then just tap. And we see, okay, so these are fairly even. It isn't 100%, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, if the people in your life are judging you because one of your wings is a little bit uneven, you don't want those people in your life, for real. Okay, so that is good enough for right now. I'm gonna line my lower lashes with my trusty Rimmel eye pencil in Sable Brown. This is shade 11. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my NYX Wonder pencil. This is a nude pencil, and I'm just gonna go on my lower waterline. That really just, it opens the eyes up a little bit, and if you have any like little smudges of shadow or liner that have gotten onto your waterline, or like the inner corners of your eyes, you ever get that like gross kind of like makeup residue crust in there? Ugh, that will take care of it. Mascara time. So just curling them lashes with my trusty cheapo Revlon curler, not gonna lie. And here we go with Lancome Definiseals in black. I think we should have a stupid mascara faces emoji. It would be like, and I'm gonna put this on the lower lashes too. I really like this mascara for the lower lashes, especially just because the wand is kind of skinny. Whereas some of the other mascaras that I use have these huge wands that, you know, it's like you're tempting fate, like you're gonna get it on your under eye area. And at that point, you better just start crying, because that's hard to fix. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that to dry, my first coat. And actually, while I'm waiting for that, let's talk about, okay, lip balm. I exfoliated my lips before I started recording, but you know, you can see like I've got makeup on them and crap. So I'm gonna be prepping my lips for whatever lipstick I decide to wear today, and I don't know what that's going to be. With my EOS little like space egg, this is one of the mint flavors. I think it's just mint, and the reason that I like this is because it's super minty. So what it does is it actually makes your lips plump a little bit, because mint is one of those things that, like cinnamon, it irritates your lips very slightly, so it makes blood flow to them and it helps plump them up. Okay, and while I'm waiting for this mascara to dry, I'm gonna fix my blinds because I look like I am in jail right now with these bars, so just sit tight for a minute. Okay, I hope that's better. We are out of jail. Now, let's do coat number 2. And now my lashes have been used and abused lately, so they're looking a little scraggly. I am just gonna take the wand from CoverGirl Lash Blast, which I no longer use, but I kept the wand. Just helps separate them. CoverGirl, not Lash Blast. What am I talking about? Clump Crusher. Okay, now I was not actually planning on putting lashes on, but because my wings turned out larger than I anticipated, I'm actually going to wear lashes because sometimes if you have a big wing and you don't put lashes on, it can kind of look unbalanced. So we're going to be doing some lashes today. So I'm going to go rummage around in the archives and come up with some lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, so for various and sundry reasons, I changed my mind. Okay, so I'm not doing lashes today, and now I'm kind of pissed off. Whatever. So I'm just going to do a little bit more mascara. Okay, so time for some lipstick. I'm just going to wipe off the balm. And this is Revlon in Wine with Everything. It's not long wearing, unfortunately, but it's pretty, so. Okay guys, and this is the final look. So I hope you enjoyed this little foray into the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing and for clicking the thumbs up button. So thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today, and I will look forward to seeing you guys real soon in the next video. So until then, have a great one. Bye!